Christendom College has an important role in shaping leaders for our church and for society. This is one of the aspects of my work at the college that is most exciting, because the question is, how do we form our students in a way that we can then send them out to those places where they're most needed? The integrated formation that Christendom students receive, I think, uniquely prepares them to go into the spaces of the political world, political life, into the realm of higher education, which has essentially been captured by forces that are inimical to the Christian vision, but also the creation and development of culture, those parts of our society that really shape how we understand reality. Christendom graduates are capable of going into all those areas and not just holding up the good, but advancing it in new ways and in creative ways. But I think Christendom graduates should be everywhere. There are those who will be sort of formed to be bold and to go forward into areas that are perhaps more treacherous. But there'll be those that play the role of salt and light in areas that are more hidden. And I think Christendom graduates can advance the work of the church in all those areas. One of the chief ways that we can maintain our commitment to our Catholic identity and develop even more our commitment to academic excellence is by going back to the sources. And above all, when I think of these sources, I think of Cardinal Newman, his idea of a university, but also his other writings on Catholic education, his Benedictine essays, the rise and progress of universities. These are very, very important for us today. But I also think of John Paul II, his Fides et Ratio, his Excordia Ecclesiae, and Benedict XVI's address to Catholic educators at the Catholic University of America. All of these sources are critical and I think foundational. But there's more. I think we have things like the writings of Father James Schall, people like him who've said a lot for us, I think, to consider as we go forward. So I think these will be critical for us going forward as we seek to maintain our Catholic identity and really prepare for the future and whatever it might bring. So I'm a convert to Catholicism, and I will say our conversion to Catholicism changed everything, including our vision for what education was. I think before becoming Catholic, I was more interested in sort of learning what different people had to say on different topics, but I wasn't consumed by this passion to know reality, this desire to know the truth. So Catholicism opened up the window for the possibility of really understanding the nature of things, and that opened up the horizon for an adventure that I didn't think was even possible. So I think that basic idea, which comes from Thomas Aquinas, that we can pursue the truth and we can come to grasp the truth, even if it's incomplete, and that we can then build this out to a more and more complete understanding of the nature of things, an integrated vision, which was not an option for me before I became Catholic. When one understands that the truth can be known in an integrated way, it opens up an adventure and a dynamic between teachers and students. That teaching becomes more than just the communication of an opinion or a particular vision that a professor might have, but it's this great adventure of leading students toward truth with a capital T, toward Christ. And I think Plato's allegory of the cave is very important here. There is a sense in which education is a kind of rescue mission, and that we're seeking to bring students out of the shadows and into the light of truth. I think one of the greatest strengths of the academic offerings is it's twofold. It's commitment to the received tradition, but also willingness to think about how this tradition can be developed in light of the current moment. I've been to really wonderful liberal arts colleges, but the academic program is trapped in amber, if you will. It's not going to grow, it's not going to develop. There's a sort of circled wagons mentality of we have to protect these books, we have to protect these sources, and it risks being cut off from contemporary society, which then I think causes our students not to be able to apply what they learn to the current situation in which they find themselves. So there's a dynamism here at the heart. We not only seek to learn what Thomas Aquinas taught in his own age, but how to apply those dialectical principles, his willingness to engage contemporary thought, his own contemporary thought. How do we apply that model to our own age? The liturgical life does feed everything. And I think that's symbolically present now in the new chapel. But it is the case that everything flows from that. And I think that's how we should understand worship and liturgical life at a college such as Christendom. There's a joy that springs organically from the life of the community. It's not fake. It's not manufactured. It's not the result of a pep rally. It grows from a joy that's rooted in Christ, a sense of mission, and a love for what Christendom is and is called to achieve. What excites me the most about leading Christendom College would be the people. Whether it's the faculty, the students, the staff. I think God has assembled an incredible group of people here in Front Royal to do His work. I often will synthesize the mission down to the basic terms, form and send. This is what we're doing, we're forming and sending. And I can't imagine a better group of people to bring together to carry out that work.